afternoon, everybody. How's it going? DJ here, and as you can probably tell by the clothes I'm wearing today, we have a gardening class. Okay, well today's class is on saving the fern. So, the weather's changing, it is fall now, so the wetter season is coming up. So what I need to do before that happens is, see this big mess right here? Well, there's a nice fern that we planted here that is being overrun by all these other plants here. So it's not getting as much nutrition because these other weeds here are stealing the nutrition from the plant. So what we need to do is clear up around here. Now just take a look at how overgrown this is, and within a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, how beautiful a space can go from this, which you can't even tell what's actually in here except for weeds. And then once you're actually done, you're going to be able to see the fern in its glory. And then, we'll be very, very happy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the tool I have. I have my Ori, which is a great tool to have. It kind of cuts down. It has measurements on it. I've shown you before. But if you want to do something at a certain length and dig down, you can actually just stab this in there, get to that length, and have everything be right at the length that you want it. It's also a great just digging tool. It's really sturdy, so it's a nice thing to have. The other thing we need, of course, is our PPE, my personal protective equipment. So here we go. Got my gloves right here. Look, they're already starting to get worn in, and I just got these a little while ago. That's what happens when you have a backyard and you garden. Okay, so all we need to do is we need to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of work around the edges. And you want to find, see these plants here? These are clovers. I don't know if any are lucky if there's 4-leaf in there. But what I want to do is you just kind of braid it up like it's somebody's hair. Like you're braiding somebody's hair. Dun, 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 just to find where the roots of everything here are. And again, you want to try to get everything up by the root. Because the more by the root you can get it, the less easily it'll grow back. And the main thing that we want to do, there's main things. The main thing is to get this cleared out. But the other thing, what don't we want to do? We want to be careful of this guy right here. We don't want to accidentally rip any part of that fern apart. So make sure that when you're looking under it, you're making sure that everything's okay. And that none of these have grappled into it too much to where you can't actually save the fern. Because we're saving this fern. And here's the thing is, this is a very shaded spot in the yard. Ferns like shade. Like if you go to up north to the redwoods or to the sequoias, and you walk around underneath them because they're so tall, there's not a lot of light that actually gets through. And so only plants that don't require a lot of sunlight actually do well there. And ferns are definitely one of those plants. If you all ever get a chance, the movie Jurassic Park 3 was filmed in Northern California, like much more northern than us, closer to like Humboldt area, maybe even outside of that, I think. But there's a place out there. It's called Gold Bluff Beach, but near Gold Bluff Beach is a place called Fern Canyon. Now, Jurassic Park 3 was shot there because it looked so prehistoric that they decided that this is the perfect place to actually film this video. And it's all ferns, there's I forget all the kinds of ferns. There's sword fern, there's lady fern, there's bracken fern, and there's a couple of others as well. But the main ones are lady fern, sword fern, and bracken fern. Now see, this is what I need to be careful with. This one is grown very near to the fern, so we're just going to pop that out just like that. And so far these weeds have come up pretty easily, which is probably because the soil is so loose over here, which is why you want to be careful with the fern, because not a lot of things can establish roots very deep when the soil is so wet like this, which is good. Oh, here's a nice rock. I'm going to show that off. Don't want to hide that down there. There's a couple of them. Come on, stay up here. Show off how pretty you are. Okay, so I basically cleared out the front part. Now we're going to get the back part. But again, I do encourage you to go to Fern Canyon if you ever get a chance. It's totally worth the drive. Gold Bluff Beach is a beautiful beach. Probably one of the most beautiful beaches in Northern California. You can go and camp there. And again, there's lots of fern. I love fern. Yeah, this one definitely needed the saving. So I got to get up a little bit to get back in the bag over here. And I want to clear all around, so I want to get all this stuff. But again, kind of like somebody's hair. So right now I just need to make sure I keep the fern out of this. These clovers like to tie themselves up in the fern. There we go. Here we go. And looky what we got here. We got ourselves a nice fern. This is cute. I didn't even know we had this. Put this right in the middle here. Put out some of this stuff. But yeah, I didn't even need to use my ori-ori. But look at the difference. If you rewound the tape to the very beginning to see what it looked like at the beginning and what it looks like now, it is vastly different. And it's only taken not very long at all to get it to this place to where it looks this much nicer. Where it's just all cleaned out. The fern's going to be happy. And yeah, as long as the fern's happy, I'm happy. And now it's going to have a chance, because it's not being choked out around, it has a chance to grow even bigger. Because we want it to fill the spot like a nice big fern right here. And now that it doesn't have competition, it'll have a better shot at that. But what's the other thing we need to do? Mert, I always know you remember this one, bud. I'm going to have to pause the video. But what do we do after? We've disturbed it, we've shocked it a little bit, so you want to kind of water it. This doesn't need a ton because the soil is very rich. And it looks already pretty well watered in. But I do see along the edge here there's some drier parts. So let's give it a good watering. I'm going to have to pause the video. But as I said, you know, we've made a very beautiful space here for the fern. So I'm just going to pause. And then we will water in. And then we'll chat just a little bit more. But anyway, let me pause. Put my tools and stuff away. Take my ori-ori. Actually, it's Melanie's and my gloves, though. These are mine. I'll be right back with the water. Alright, see, that wasn't very long. Alright, so we've got our fern here. And we're going to want to water it in. So I'm not going to water a ton, so I'm going to just put it on low on shower. Kind of pretend like it's raining on it. And get these corners here that I saw were the most dry. We want to make sure that we get those corners nice and watered in. And just like it's raining, because this is kind of what it'd feel like for the plant. In the forest. Alright, that should do well. And let me get these ones real fast. Since we're here. So I've got a lot of, over here, we have a lot of succulents. In fact, if you guys want any, you can have some. Melanie's been trying to get rid of these for a long time, but succulents are basically cacti. That's all it is. I just water these in real fast. They don't, and the good thing about succulents is they don't really need a lot of water at all. They don't require much. So if you did want one, you'd have to water maybe once a week. If you have it in a window, maybe twice a week, but I would say once a week would be just fine. These ones have been getting a lot of shade and things, and so what you don't want to do is ruin the soil underneath them. If you water it too much, what happens is that these will just pop right out of the ground, and you don't want that. Now there's one other thing I want to check with our fern that we saved. I want to check underneath here. What I'm going to do is, some of this is just dead. So I'm going to clear this stuff out and give these greener parts a chance to grow, because right now this is just giving energy to, should have been wearing my gloves for this, but this is just giving energy, more energy to these dead ones, trying to revive them. And so what you want to do is you want to go around and just kind of clean it up. Clean out the dead parts, because they're not getting anything anymore. And then this won't look so limp after a while. Yeah, we're going to look through, find all these kind of gunky parts that we don't want. We're going to get rid of them. And this will make for a happier fern. Alright. Now we've got ourselves a very, very happy fern. Like I said, I should have used my gloves, because now I don't know how I'm going to turn the computer off. The thing is I have my hose. So, note to self. Make sure you always keep your gloves with you. Don't put them away too prematurely, which is what I did. Alright, now I gotta dry my hands off. That's what I like about gardening clothes. It's right when I'm done, they're gonna be dirty enough that they're gonna have to go in the wash. Anyway, that's my gardening class for this today. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will continue to take pictures of our fern here and let it grow even more. Anyway, I miss y'all. Hope to see you all very soon. Alright, ciao for now.